fighting between Hamas and Fatah has calmed down for the time being. Deadly clashes between the two rival political factions led Fatah fighters to flee to Israel for protection. 150 Fatah fighters were relocated to the West Bank by Israel. In an editorial, the Lebanese Daily Star stated that Hamas and Fatah are a bigger threat to Palestinians than Israel. It states, "We've seen Palestinians denigrating the legitimacy of other Palestinians."
Nobody likes to see bloodshed between Palestinians, and it's very painful to watch. But those explanations are a little bit facile because it's not just an internal Palestinian matter. There's been a well-documented, determined, and ongoing effort by outside powers to arm and train militias that take on Hamas. So this is not purely an internal matter.
Winning the 2006 legislative election, Hamas became the legitimate authority in the Gaza Strip. Still defined as a terrorist organization by the U.S., international sanctions followed swiftly, with Canada, the U.S., Israel, and the EU implementing a boycott. According to a Vanity Fair article published in April of 2008, the Bush administration approved a covert operation to give Fatah the muscle it needed to remove the democratically elected Hamas-led government from power.
It was very similar to the U.S. support for the Contras in Nicaragua in the 1980s. So it seems to have been an effort by elements, probably elements working with Israel and the United States, to derail any possibility of reconciliation.
Hamas spokesman Sami Abu Zuhri suggested that a crackdown on Hamas in the West Bank could lead to an uprising.
It's possible. I don't think that's what Hamas wants to do. My reading is that they want to avoid that, and that their policy has been one of trying to negotiate and come to a peaceful agreement, and their position all along. But this shell game of negotiations between Abbas and Olmert has gone absolutely nowhere. There's a great deal of resentment among Palestinians on the ground that there is a small clique in Ramallah that is explicitly backed, Western-backed, that has no democratic legitimacy, that is enjoying privileges, VIP passes that get them through the checkpoint. Many, many people there, if not most, in the West Bank, see what Abbas is doing really as a form of collaboration with the occupation. And in the West Bank, Hamas is gaining popularity. So the whole strategy of trying to overthrow Hamas, to make them disappear, to overturn the results of a democratic election, keeps backfiring. Unfortunately, that doesn't deter the perpetrators of these plans from continuing to try to carry them out. The best way, of course, would have been to accept the election result, to accept the creation, which Hamas offered and was even agreed to, of a national unity government, to bring Hamas into the political process and to move forward on that basis. But on the other side, on the Israeli side, there's no desire for a broad-based Palestinian negotiating opponent. They have been working with the United States and with so-called moderate Arab states to undermine Hamas and to drive them from the scene. And they have proven more tenacious than those efforts have not been able to dislodge them.